What's up guys, Houndish here, and today I've just got a quick guide for you guys on how you can actually farm public events pretty effectively, and this will enable you to potentially double dip or essentially open the chest or complete the same public event 2 times or possibly 3 times if you're really fast. It's worth me saying that this works best as a solo player. If you're actually running with a team, this becomes a lot messier and a lot more difficult to do. I will explain that, but if you're running these events solo, which I imagine a lot of people are at this point, this is going to be a really advantageous way to kind of increase your output and how many of these you're completing and to get more rewards. So I'll give the solo example right here. I'm looking at public events. There's one on Exodus Black on Nessus. So I go to Exodus Black, the public event starts as normal right there. We managed to make the heroic public event and then to finally complete the event. And what you want to do is actually go up to the chest, open the chest, and immediately bring up your map. And you can do this by holding back and select at the same time. And you can do the same thing on PlayStation as well. And you bring up the map and you load to the exact same place. So you can see I load to Exodus Black again right there. And I'm actually going to let this run through so that you can see that it's actually working. We've got the black screen. I load in and then there is the same heroic event happening in the same place. So what essentially is happening here is when you complete the event and then fast travel to the same location, it actually re-instances you, so it puts you into a different server, potentially with different players. And if the players on the other server are still completing the event, then you'll actually be able to participate in that same event again. Obviously, you'll need to be pretty fast and effective to actually make this work, so you're going to want to be kind of in areas where other players are. And there is another little trick for this as well. So if you're in an area with a public event and there's nobody there to actually help you with the event, you can fast travel to the location you're currently in, and it again will re-instance you and give you a chance to find that same area but with a bunch of players. So that's definitely worth bearing in mind, but I'll give another example right here. So for this one, I go to Siren's Watch on Titan, and you can see that the public event is just about to start when I actually arrive. We go through it, we make it a heroic event. I go up to the chest, collect the loot, open the map immediately, respawn into Siren's Watch, and you can see that there is another event going on right here when I come in. And I'm able to just kind of fire a rocket in and join this particular event. And this time around though, I actually get an exotic drop at the end. So I've just completed the same event twice and got an exotic and a legendary on the second completion. I'll give another example. So Watcher's Grave on Nessus right here, complete the heroic event, open the chest, bring up the map, fast travel once again to Watcher's Grave, and you can see that the event is going on. So a little tip right here, obviously you're going to want to use the areas where there are fast travel locations closest to the public events, and I'll actually break down where those are in a moment. But when you load in again and you can see the event in the distance, you kind of want to get a grenade off or get a shot onto that public event as soon as possible, because obviously it stands a chance that the people completing that event are kind of getting close to the end. So sometimes you will kind of see the event as you spawn in and potentially miss it, but if you've got a grenade charged or a scout rifle and you can just about see it, then get a shot on an enemy and you will be joined into the event. I spoke about doing this as a team. It can work, but it's much more difficult to do because it requires your entire team to fast travel at pretty much the exact same time. There is another method that you can do where one player in the team fast travels to the same location when you've completed events and the other 2 players actually go to a different place, and then if the public event is still available in the original location, the other 2 teammates can fast travel back. As I said before though, this is a little trickier, but you're probably going to do better as a team just farming events together on the map. If you get the opportunity to try and fast travel into the same location again though, you can kind of do it. This is also sort of the case for solo players. I managed to make it happen 3 times in a row back to back here, but obviously if it takes you too long to complete an event, or you just simply get unlucky and you get matched into a bad server, then sometimes this won't work, but it does have a very high success rate assuming you're fast enough. Your best bet also is to make sure that you try and do this on the Flashpoint location for the week, because naturally a lot more people will be in those areas, so it'll be much easier to matchmake to other players. So Nessus this week is absolutely perfect place to do this. If you're completing your, milestone Flashpoint or anything like that, or you just want to farm exotic Engrams if you've completed your other activities for the week, then this is going to be pretty useful. So now I wanted to point out quickly where you can do this most effectively. So if we look at the European Dead Zone map right here, we've got the Sunken Isles at the top of the map. This is a pretty good spot to do it in because the fast travel location is pretty close. Winding Cove in the European Dead Zone, as well as Trosslands, are pretty good, and then the Sludge is pretty awesome as well. But the Gulch, you'll find that the fast travel is kind of round the corner from the Gulch event, and then you've got Firebase Hades also nearby, but this isn't the best spot because of that fast travel distance. For Titan, both of the locations are really good to do this because they're both very close to the public events. On Nessus in particular, you'll find that Exodus Black is one of the best spots, if not the best spot, because you spawn on a cliff edge overlooking the public event. Also, Artifact's Edge is very good. It's very close to the event, as well as Watcher's Grave, but the Tangle, the Cistern, and the Glade of Echoes are not the best spots to do this. Finally, on Io, Lost Oasis is a really good spot, as is Giant Scar. You won't have as much luck if you kind of try and do it in the Rupture area, but the first two locations should be pretty good. So most locations on each planet will actually be pretty effective to do this. So I wanted to break that down for you guys and let you guys know about it. I feel like for solo players in particular, this could be really beneficial because obviously it's likely to take you a little bit longer than if you were running around with a full team doing these, but this actually allows you to make up quite a bit of time. So I hope that does help you guys out. If you were wondering what I got from the exotic Engram right here, I actually pick up the Dune Marchers. Once again, I've had these like 3 or 4 times now. They drop at 291 versus my 295 boots that I've got here. But of course, the Doom Marchers have got the mod on as well, so they're actually at 286. But anyway, guys, I hope that video has been useful for you. Let me know down in the comment section if you've been able to make this work, or if you have any tips for other players trying to kind of do this and farm as many events as possible. If you have enjoyed the video, though, a like is very much appreciated down below. If you're a regular watcher of this channel, you can now sponsor me on YouTube via YouTube Gaming, so there will be a link down below. Essentially, you can kind of do a monthly donation, very similar to what you have on Twitch, and this also will grant you some specific icons for live chat on YouTube as well, which is pretty cool. So if you do really enjoy the content over here on YouTube, then you can consider doing that. Either way, of course, I appreciate all of you guys watching nonetheless. If you are new to this channel though, and you want to keep up to date with Destiny 2 content, be sure to hit that subscribe button to see a lot more. But for now, I hope you guys have an awesome day.